So let's talk about finding the equation of a straight line, specifically when the y-intercept is given. You follow different processes for when the y-intercept is given and when the y-intercept is not given. So let's look at this. We have to give you the y-intercept and another coordinate, or two different coordinates. Excuse my dog. Alright, so your steps are: start with your standard equation, y equal to mx plus c, where m stands for the gradient and c stands for the y-intercept. Substitute your y-intercept into the value of c, because c stands for the y-intercept. Substitute in the other coordinate. You can't use the same coordinate twice, and solve for m. And then you write your equation y equal to mx plus c with the new m and c values. Okay, so I have a few examples. We're going to find the equations of the following straight lines. The first one over here says find the equation of the following straight line, where we have the y-intercept and we have another coordinate. Okay, this line is decreasing because it's going down, so we know we're going to get a negative m value. So ignore the other two equations over there, or other examples over there. We're going to start with our solution. Okay, the first step says start with y equal to mx plus c. And then the second step says substitute in your y-intercept, which is 3, into the place of c. Okay, so instead of y equal to mx plus c, we now have y equal to mx plus 3, because it was positive 3. And now you're going to take the other coordinate being 6 and negative 9, and you're going to substitute that into your equation. Okay, remember this is the x value and this is the y value. So in the place of y we have negative 9, and then we have equal to m times, and in the place of x we have 6 plus 3. Okay, you can skip this step and immediately go to negative 9 equal to 6m plus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 over, and it's going to become negative, equal to 6m. Now that gives me negative 12 equal to 6m. And to get rid of the 6, because remember our goal is to solve for m, I'm going to divide by 6, and I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. So now I have negative 2 on this side equal to m. Okay, so now I have a c value, c is equal to 3, and an m value, m is equal to negative 2. So now my last step says write y equal to m, which is negative 2x, plus 3, which is the c value. And we're done. That is the equation for that specific straight line. Remember, each straight line has its own equation. Okay, so the second equation over here, let me change this equation because I do want to show you guys something specific. Let's make this negative 2. Okay, so we want to find this straight line's equation. Just remember that this point over here is the x value negative 2 and the y value 0, because on the y-axis over here it's equal to 0. Okay, so we're going to do this one. First step, start with y equal mx plus c. Substitute in your c value, which is negative 8. So you're going to say y equal to mx minus 8 And then the next step says substitute in the other coordinate being negative 2 and 0. So you're going to say negative 2 and 0. You don't have to write that part, but I do find that it makes it easier to go through it again later. So in the place of y we have 0, and in the place of x we have negative 2. So that gives me equal to negative 2m minus 8. Going to take the negative 2m over. Its sign changes when it jumps over the equal to sign. This is a normal equation. If you are struggling with these linear equations, you do need to go revise your grade 8 equations. I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. That leaves me with m equal to negative 4. And that does fit what I have on the sketch. It is a decreasing line, so my m value does have to be negative. Okay, so that gives me my last step, y equal to, in the place of m we have negative 4, x, and in the place of c we have negative 8. And that's it. That's my equation for this line. Okay, and then again, when you have verbal directions like this, the line passing through 0, negative 4, and 9 and 10, your first instinct is to work out the gradient, if you've learnt about the gradient already. But in this case, the fact that this equation or this coordinate has the form 0 and a number, that's always my y-intercept. The y-intercept always has x equal to 0. So, if you are paying attention, this will be my y-intercept. So, this negative 4 is your c value. Okay. Don't worry if you did work out the gradient. You can do that and you will get the same answer. It's just going to take more time. Okay. So, we're going to start with y equal to mx plus c. We're going to substitute in our c value. We just discussed that the c value is going to be negative 4. And then we take our other coordinate being 9 and 10, and we substitute that into our equation. Okay, so we're going to take 9 and 10, and in the place of y, we now have 10. Equal to, and in the place of x we have 9, so this is 9m minus 4. I'm going to take the negative 4 over, it's going to become positive. That gives me 14 equal to 9m, and we are going to divide by 9 on both sides to get m alone. Apologies for that. 14 equal to 9m, divide by 9 on both sides. That gives me 14 over 9 equal to m. And if you do get a fraction, don't worry about it too much. Sometimes you just do. Alright, so we're just going to write y equal to, in the place of m we have 14 over 9, x, and in the place of c we have minus 4. And we're done. That's how you find the equation when the c value is already given.